You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Hey, I see that you can do it. Oh, I thought you wasn't snapping. Oh my God, you actually do it better than I do. All right, thank you. Lucky we don't have any cameras, and yes, we do. Great. So, like we said, today was a special episode. It's a filler episode. Can we call it like that? Because we have no guests.
It's not a filler. It's a hot topic.
Filler?
And they just need two really hot people to talk about it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Great. You're hot for two, so I don't have to do all that work. Dope. Awesome. That's what I'm going for. All right. 18. Number 18. That's crazy. It's been going so fast. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've got the chance to talk about so many things here at Day and Night. Comedies, rappers, religions. We had at a certain point, we had a crazy episode where we talked about something that became the hot topic.
Yeah.
The super bill.
Yeah.
Numero 21.
21. Yeah.
So, I'm going to call you Yewande because
you said you love it, so
exactly.
You can go ahead. It's fine.
It's an amazing, beautiful name. It's
it
different.
It is.
My mouth does things when it says it that I enjoy. Like, yo, Wande. Yo, is that the best name ever? Yo, Wande. Crazy. All right. So I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you. People will know your name. Watch afterwards. I'm done with that. Watch. So tell us a bit about what exactly is that thing, that Bill 21.
Well, you know what it is too.
I know, but for some people that might not know.
So in a nutshell, well, I'm not even gonna put a nutshell. I'm gonna tell you what I know about it.
Oh, okay. Tell us.
This whack-ass bill that passed on Sunday night in Quebec, basically not allowing any visible religious symbols.
It's a ban.
For public servants.
It's
basically.
a ban.
Yes.
They're banning.
Exactly. And, I mean, this thing is terrible on so many levels. First of all, the bill passed on a Sunday night.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell is that? Tell me that's not sketch to begin with. And they said they were trying to push it through. Like, I'm not really sure. Like, they're making it sound like Bill is a person, and they were pushing his ass through a door. Like at 11:59 on Sunday, and he got through
while you were sleeping.
And then we all woke up on Monday, and bam,
boom, that was there. Everything changed.
So they don't want any religious symbols for anybody working in I guess public places. We're talking about
when you say
teachers,
okay,
police officers,
okay,
doctors
also. Mm-hmm. What if you have a private practice?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's
because you ain't gonna tell me what I do at my house.
I guess so. Well, because for instance, like my my daughter goes to a daycare right now, and the daycare provider is Muslim, and she has a home daycare, so she doesn't have to take off her hijab. And I actually spoke to her today, and she was like, and she just got her bachelor's in education. She did it while she had her daycare, and she's like, well, now I'm just going to be staying home because she can't go out and work in public.
I can't believe
her hijab on. So basically, Francois Legault and the government in Quebec has decided that you have to either choose between your religion or your career if you want to stay in Quebec. And they're saying that this bill was a long time coming. I mean, the Parti Québécois had tried to do it before. It never passed. And they passed the bill, and they're saying that this is what people have wanted for a long time. We're doing what is true to the Québécois culture, to what's important to them.
Yeah, okay, you know what? All right, let's start from the get-go. Usually when you come up with a bill, it's because there's an issue, right? And we're trying to fix this issue. Right?
Well, not necessarily.
Okay, you're trying to...
In this case, I don't think there really was an issue.
Well, I don't get it then. Why are we spending so much time and money
this is the whole
on
thing.
telling people how to dress or not dress?
This is the whole thing.
Why is it... Okay, can you tell me, for a teacher, someone that teaches, all right? I have kids in front of me. I know my stuff, and I know how to express it to others. Why is my hijab going to make my students stupid?
You're asking the wrong person. You're really asking the wrong person. But this is the question that a lot of people have. Like, why is this so important to them? And if you ask me personally, I just think that part of being a Quebecer has unfortunately mean that you are somewhat prejudiced or very prejudiced. Because first they made it about the language, right? Yeah. We have to preserve the French language.
Don't say French. No, because they haven't been preserving it.
They don't
Have you guys heard some Quebecers speak French?
They call it French.
Dead ass.
Okay.
Oh, the audacity.
And there's no other
Joal.
and there's no other place in the world that can understand how Quebecers speak. Like they don't even call that French. It's a disgrace. But they say they need to preserve their language. So they said, okay, you know what? We'll welcome immigrants. We'll welcome you all. You guys can all come. It will be great. But if you come here, you got to speak our language. And what happened?
We got better at it than them. That was easy.
So then they're like, oh shit, now we have black people here that speaking French. We have Muslim people here speaking French. We have Syrian people here speaking French. What are we gonna do? Okay, damn, that didn't work. What can we do? You know what?
Tell them how to dress.
Let's tell them they can't publicly express their faith and beliefs. We're supposed to be living in a free country.
I don't even get
right?
why it's an issue.
So let's get them that way.
Can't understand.
Because that's all they're saying. And François Legault actually said that this bill was actually moderate. He's basically saying, hey, you guys are getting upset.
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse. You mofos better shut up. I might make this worse if you don't keep it down. That's basically what he's saying. It's like,
this is crazy.
I don't understand.
You know what's even crazier?
Things, I don't know.
I mean, even the federal government, even Justin Trudeau, is like, what the hell are them crackers doing there? What? Even he's not down with it.
Even not down with it. Nobody's down with it.
Let me just quote him. Oh, I feel cool because I'm quoting the prime minister. I feel special. Yeah, I'm here. Mama, I made it.
She's not listening.
What you know about what my mama does? Even Prime Minister Justin Trudeau spoke up on Bill 21 on Thursday, saying, we do not feel it's a government's responsibility or in a government's interest to legislate on what people should be wearing.
All right.
Do you realize that's our government saying that our government is retarded, but we're still going with it. And some people are actually done with it.
It is retarded.
Who are these people? Do you know?
Who are these people? What?
They're actually done with this. Yeah, I'm happy this law is changed because it was really annoying for me. My neighbor came to the office with me and he have a chain with the Jesus on it. And no, I'm not comfortable. It's not telling me, it's not helping me have a better day. And yeah, puts in.
I don't know, but it's crazy. And most Quebecers are Catholics, so it's not to say that they don't have. It's true. That's what they say. This is what the stats say. Okay, that's what they say. I don't know.
Okay, I'm cool with it.
I don't believe everything people say. Mm-hmm. I don't believe most things people say actually, but they do say that Quebec has a deep root in the Roman Catholic Church. Yeah. So, they would maybe argue that this would affect them too. But let's be real. I'm a Christian. Mm-hmm. And this is not going to have the same impact on my life as it will for my child's daycare provider who wears a hijab every day. Yeah, like you're seeing on the news already. I mean, the bill they won the vote. So they won the vote. The vote was 73-35. So the large majority of whoever voted against
they speak like this. Yeah.
Exactly. Wanted it to go through. It did. Now they still have to it still has to pass legislation, so it's not exactly a law. So right now, people can still go to work as it stands and wear their hijab or wear their cross around their neck, and there's no legal repercussion yet, okay?
Okay.
But the fact that the bill passed on its own, there's already been people being harassed, walking outside. Yeah. I have a family member who works in the medical field and was already told, hey, that cross you have around your neck, you won't be able to wear it soon, huh?
I would have choked them with that necklace.
Having this bill pass has just established a platform for everybody to just discriminate and say anything they want to people that
on their beliefs.
On their beliefs.
That's
like
crap.
Quebec is like it's a shit show. It's like how it is in the States with Trump. Like Trump came into power and then all of a sudden there was a whole bunch of white supremacists going buck wild everywhere. It's the same thing. And Quebec is crazy, okay? Quebec is nuts. They said that they wanted to preserve the French language.
Preserve?
French is not a universal language.
Like English?
French is not even one of the top 5 universal languages. I don't even think it's one of the top 10. Nobody gives a damn about French. especially French
Hey,
that we
don't say
speak in
that.
Quebec.
You need to understand the French is the language of the love.
So when
It's
they say that they
beautiful.
want to preserve the French language to the point where they're not even gonna like they're gonna make it a priority, they're not even gonna put anything in English. They're basically saying, you know what, we don't want anything to do with anything international. They're taking
Legit.
themselves off an international
Yeah,
platform
makes sense.
altogether. Why would artists? Why would people come to Quebec
Yeah.
knowing that
They can't speak
They can't
English.
speak.
They won't have access.
you can't even
to
get on the highway and know where the hell you're going
You know
because
what
we
I
don't
mean?
even make construction or highway signs bilingual here.
bilingual.
There was something in the
true.
news like last year where there was a big debate like, okay, Quebec, I know we're French. I know we have to preserve the French language, this, that. But come on, let's be real. It's a safety issue when the construction signs and the road signs and the warnings are only in French. We have a lot of tourists that come here. We have, we have import, export, truck drivers coming from state to state, all this stuff. We need to have the signs bilingual. Oh, no, we can't make them bilingual. We're in Quebec, French. The most we can do is put pictures on them. That's what they said. No, I'm not joking. You're laughing. This is what they said. I saw this on the news. This was like a year ago. They said
pictures.
we're gonna put
on them.
pictures.
Yeah. That's
This is what's
universal
happening in
enough.
Quebec. A bunch of freaking geniuses out here.
Yeah, I mean, when you travel around and big cities and different places, usually when they have their own language, their own like regional language, their signs would be in these languages, and as well as in English. Usually, most of the time, when it's not like a little village, I guess. When you get a lot of tourists.
When you're living anywhere except for Quebec, that's how
When-
most smart people
Yeah,
function.
I mean, it's
But our government they're a
so
bunch of monkeys.
focused.
They're a bunch of monkeys.
I didn't say it. You said it. I didn't say it. I have a question for you, Day.
No.
Yes.
me
Oh
anything. I'm
yeah.
getting mad.
Oh yeah. Quick question. How far would you be willing to go to let's say that you want to prove a point. You want to say something.
I'm saying it right now.
But how far would you be willing to go? Like, would you be willing to go a week without drinking alcohol just to prove a point?
I've done 10 months without drinking alcohol to prove a point that
Strong
my
mamas
children,
will
my
not
children,
come out drunk. I respect
my
that.
children are important to
That was
me,
just
and
an
their
example.
well-being
All right,
is
fine,
more
fine, fine,
important
fine,
than
fine.
drinking
I
alcohol.
wouldn't do it, but okay. We ain't here to judge. Okay, would you go a week without eating just to prove a point?
I've fasted before. I would do it again.
Okay, so you like suffering. Okay.
It's not suffering. It's a sacrifice that I made.
Just to
It's a
prove a point.
spiritual sacrifice that I made. It's not to prove a point. It was for a reason.
But not to prove
There
a
are
point.
spiritual and there are health benefits to fasting. You can look it up.
Oh, no, that I know.
So it wasn't to prove
I didn't
a
know
point.
about the spiritual part.
Of
but
course.
I knew about there are some good. Well, anyways, all I was trying to say
Go ahead, what were
is
you saying?
people are actually doing a hunger strike.
Yeah. And so the
And-
hunger strike, when I first heard it, I'm like, what's the point of not eating for this? But I do understand. Like when I heard there was a woman on the news, she's actually a lawyer doing a hunger strike, and she was doing the hunger strike outside of Francois Legault's
Offices on
Yeah,
Sherbrooke and McGill.
exactly.
Yeah.
And basically the way she put it was that by them telling you that you have to choose your faith over your career, you're basically telling people that you can't provide for your family the way that you want to,
Yeah.
having your faith in
Oh,
this
snap.
province. So you're basically taking food off my table. So that's why she's doing the hunger strike in that sense. I didn't understand it at first. So when she broke it down, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Yeah, and I do think that, being a Christian and seeing what's going on here, I do think that fasting and sacrificing something to prove a point is important. Anybody that goes on a protest or that strikes or goes against something sacrifices something. If it's not their time,
Yeah,
it's
legit.
their safety, you know what I'm saying? Or it's their
Food.
health or their food. You have to sacrifice something to make a point because it really shows your heart. How
Yeah.
far are you
How, like,
willing
yeah.
to go to prove your point? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I commend them. This whole thing is foolishness. It's foolishness. It's racist.
I just don't get why we would put so much energy on it. I don't get why people get up and talk about, well, man, who cares?
And the thing that's crazy is that there was like a stat on Global News from 2017, I think, saying that on average there's 7,000 Quebecers leaving Quebec every year, and that was 2 years ago. Okay, and the people who are leaving Quebec are young, educated people.
So we're taking our talents elsewhere.
Yeah, like young, educated people are our future, right?
Legit.
If they're not staying here,
We get old people.
and then yet they're saying they're doing this for Quebecers. Like what Quebecers? The ones who are in their 80s and 90s? What about for the young ones? Because as much as they want to get rid of...
Oh wait, how can they even say they're doing this for the Quebecers?
Well, they're saying they're doing it for the people. Let's be real. They're not doing it for
the
minorities.
Well, how does it help them?
They say it's something that people have wanted for a long time. There's no place for religion in the public. There's no need for you to push your religion in people's face.
It's like telling me I can't wear a color because there's no place for it. But I like it. I like pink. Why you doing this to me? No, but dead ass when you think about it.
It's just as ridiculous. Yeah, you're right.
I can't understand it.
You would never understand it because you have sense.
Oh, that.
And you're a minority.
Oh, great.
Just a reminder.
Damn, okay.
In case you forgot.
I forgot. Okay. I almost thought I was privileged here. My bad.
Yeah.
I won't do it again. Won't happen again. Promise. This is stupid. What exactly would happen if you actually go somewhere and you're wearing like a
and then like
sign?
Listen, okay, maybe I have this wrong, but from what I understand is that they also included a grandfather clause in there. Okay, so certain people are going to be exempt. So anybody prior to a certain date who is religious and had a religious symbol on them can continue wearing it.
Then
but anybody,
what's the point?
Dude, I'm done. I'm done. How much? Like the thing went from dumb to dumber. So tell me, how is somebody on the outside gonna know?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to walk around with a date on your head, saying like, you know how you go, you go to Walmart and it says like in training, or when you get like employee of the month, it shows like the year you started.
You got 2 stars.
They're gonna have to have people walking around with that, because otherwise people are gonna be like, you're not allowed to wear that.
Exactly.
Oh yes, I am, because I had it before March 28th of 2019.
And then they're gonna spend time checking it out, and then wait, what happens if you are wearing one? Do you get a ticket? Do you get kicked out of the province?
If it becomes a law, which is what everyone's protesting for right now, they're taking it to court to basically have this thing thrown out. But if it doesn't get thrown out and it becomes a law, the law will be enforced. And that other dummy, what's her name? Valerie Plante. Can't stand her. She has the biggest nose I've ever seen. Like racist people always talk about black people's nose. But tell me, she has a way bigger nose than both of us put together. Does she have black in her?
We don't know.
Every time I see her face, I just want to be like honk her nose. Like I can't stand her face. Every time I see her, she drives me nuts.
That pop, it just killed me.
Remember
my day.
Little red nose.
I feel like a little baby.
Or with the little flower with the water.
All right,
okay,
so
anyway,
we just did that.
She said that she will make sure that if it does pass legislation, it becomes a law, we will not tolerate anybody not
exactly. So you know what that means?
You know what
time.
that means.
They're gonna use people's time. People are gonna actually like I'm guessing there's some kind of cops that are gonna have to be taking care of this. So we're gonna put energy and time, and then people are gonna be contesting those tickets, and then we're gonna have a whole lot more people at courts in the system taking more time
of our tax money on bullshit.
Because you're all right. Quick question. I got a quick question for you. I'm wearing like a cross necklace, which is like
that's really what I'm saying. Like,
what if I were to tell you, no, that ain't no cross. That's a T. It ain't no Jesus on it. It's a T. That's
my cousin.
It's my cousin Terrence, man. It's from my cousin Terrence, and it's not a capital T.
It's a small T.
It's exact. It's the lowercase T because he was young. How are you gonna fight me? Are you gonna tell me I'm wrong? What is a religious sign? Is a wedding ring a religious sign?
They're even talking about wedding rings now.
So we won't be able to wear our wedding rings?
First of all, I'm like, let's be real. How many people now even get married for religious purposes?
Bruh. Y'all do it for the money. Dead ass. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't gonna hide it no more. Yes, guys do it too. We plan on taking half your shit.
Dude, you're not married. Just be cool. Be cool.
Oh, I should have waited before telling my plans.
You're gonna propose? Okay, no.
No,
Stop. Don't get me.
no, leaving with half a shit. Oh yeah, I am gonna propose.
To get half a shit.
Stop saying that part. You make it look bad.
Anyway,
Guys do it too.
They're saying basically religious symbols, wedding rings, and I'm just like, really and truly, how many people? What are you laughing at? I missed that.
No, because you mentioned like how many people get married
for religious purposes anyway.
Religious purposes, and it hit me like how many girls? How many? Well, you know what? No, not girls. How many people go to church on Sunday because of what they did on Saturday? And it hit me.
Okay.
It hit me like I don't even want to be there. It's because yesterday that thing happened. At the club.
No, they need to repent. That's something different.
But I'm guessing nothing. No, it's okay. It'll still work.
You're having a moment. Let me know when you're done.
I'm good now.
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you.
Anyway, I mean, whether or not people get married for religious purposes or not, I understand that it's still a symbol. But
Wait, quick
the
question.
fact
I'm so
that
sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, you're gonna hate me. I know, right? You're gonna hate me.
You need a pill. You need
no,
Ritalin or something.
I know.
Go ahead.
What's wrong with me? Quick question though. What would it mean to get married for religious purposes?
Okay.
Like,
when I say people getting married for religious purposes, this again is my opinion.
I'm
talking, so that's what it is.
For you, what it's
what
like.
I'm saying is like, you're getting married because you really believe that
in front of God, you want
God
to be
created
united.
marriage as an institution, and you're connecting with somebody
on a spiritual level.
Yeah, on a spiritual level. That's what I'm saying. Like, how many people who really get married really
Nowadays.
believe in God and implement God's gospel in their everyday life in their marriage?
That's legit.
How many people who get married actually feel that God is their savior? I know tons of people who are married and
they don't even believe.
They don't pray. They don't. They believe that they say these ridiculous things like, I believe there's a higher power, and then they can't even end the sentence. You know what I mean? They haven't been saved. They haven't whatever. Listen, everybody has their opinion. I'm just saying that if you don't really believe in God, or you don't have a God of your own, and you're getting married, and you have a ring on your finger,
you're doing it for the turn up.
You're doing it for the turn up. Long story short, you know what I'm saying?
I see you.
Like, if I wear a ring on my finger, whether I wear the ring or not, I'm committed to my husband. Like, that's what it is. So it wouldn't make a difference to me if they told me I couldn't wear a ring, but I'd be pissed because they're telling me I can't wear a ring.
Exactly.
I should be allowed to do whatever I want to do.
As long as you don't put anybody's life in danger.
That's the point.
I just don't get live. What happened to live and let live? What happened to that saying?
Quebec is going down fast. All the things that are happening in Quebec are just making this place worse and worse. And like I said before, young Quebecers, educated young Quebecers who are basically gonna be building our future are leaving.
We out.
They don't give a damn about Bill 21. Yeah. They don't give a damn about the French language. Matter of fact, next thing you're gonna find out, Francois Legault's girlfriend is Francois Legault's daughter is gonna be dating a Haitian.
Oh.
And he's gonna flip his shit. His head is gonna. Remember that?
Wait. No. I need to make a public announcement to all my cousins out there.
No, there's no way to fight it. Everybody is blending. As much people there. You know how many people that are really truly racist against black people and are dating black people? That happens all the time.
Wait, time out. What? So you hate me, but
do you know how many?
You love me.
There are. This is like a whole other topic. Maybe I shouldn't get
into
hit
it.
No,
that's what we want.
We'll make another hot topic.
No, that's what we want. It's hot right now. We're talking about it.
All I'm saying is that there's no way to fight it. You can discriminate against people for their skin color, for their religion, but it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Yeah. And at the end of the day, if I look at it in terms of our government and our economy, it's doing nothing for our economy. Already, as it is, Quebec is going to shit. People are leaving. Doctors are leaving. Nurses are leaving. Okay, look at this. They want to start kids going to school in grade 4. First of all, they talk about it like it's such a great idea. They've been doing it around the world for years. We're the only idiots who have kids going to school at age 5. Okay? In the West Indies, kids start school at 3 years old. Okay, we're not doing anything great. We're just getting on board, and it took us forever to do it. But no, we can't start kids in grade 4 yet. You know why? We don't have the resources.
You don't have the resources.
We don't have the
yeah.
teachers. We don't have this.
But
that.
then when you do have the teacher,
But then
you're like, no, you can't wear your hat that
you
way
can't
on
wear
your
your
head.
hijab. Oh, you can't wear that.
You
So
can't
they're like,
wear
you know
your
what?
ring.
Forget you. I'm out. And how was that helping us?
Legit. It's like I said. It feels like it's a false issue. I feel
I'm
like
telling
really
you, we need to do an episode on conspiracy theories because I truly.
Are we gonna talk about aliens? I got stuff for you, man. No, why are you looking at me like that, man?
I know they're coming to get you. Don't worry, they're coming back for you.
Okay, thank
They
you
miss
back.
You.
Thank you.
They miss you.
Yeah.
They miss you.
I got issues.
You sure do.
You're not helping me. You're not helping me.
Anyway, you know how they say believe half of what you see and none of what you hear?
Legit.
Because what's going on is a cover up for other. You know what I mean? They're just sugarcoating this whole thing about religious symbols because really and truly they're just a bunch of racist
It makes no sense. Why are they trying at
monkeys
this point?
that just really don't want to see us around, or Muslim people around, or anybody who doesn't.
Still trying to segregate us.
And the other provinces like Calgary, like the mayor, there was a mayor, somebody in government in Calgary was like, hey, you guys, come on over. We'll take you. He said straight up, like, the rest of Canada's looking at Quebec and laughing. They're like, we are winning.
For real.
Go ahead, Quebec. Go ahead, Francois Legault. And he's so ugly, too. I always find ugly people
stupid
make the worst decisions. Because, look, think about it. Okay, Plante is ugly. We already established she have a claw nose.
Beauty is relative. You might say
Francois Legault is also ugly. You know who he looks like? You remember The Mask?
Oh, you mean Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey, like one of my favorite movies, The Mask. You remember the bad guy when he put on the mask?
Oh my God! He had
head.
like the big ass head with like them cheekbones.
That's
hard.
Every time I see Francois Legault, I think of him. He looks exactly like him. Both of them. They're both ugly, making bad decisions. I'm like, you know what? I don't know.
Who truly made the bad decision? Francois? Or
Listen,
all them Quebecers that voted?
No, I don't believe that all them Quebecers are even there. This 73 to 35 vote, and it's been a long time coming. I don't buy
honestly, there's a lot of things I feel
it's
like
sketch.
Yeah.
Who passes a bill on Sunday
who cares?
night?
I just can't believe.
Do they work Monday to Sunday? No, I'm sure they work Monday to Friday, 9 to 3:30.
They were there on Sunday night, fam.
And imagine Sunday night. Okay, the bill passes. We wake up in the morning. The whole of Quebec is losing their mind. And what's happening in Toronto? Freaking Raptors
Just
parade.
win, yeah.
You're seeing black people, Indian people, Asian people, all having a good time. And we're sitting here like a bunch of idiots.
No, you stop wearing your hijab.
Walking into clinics and telling people, you can't wear your cross, because Francois Legault is ugly and he said you can't do it. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. Like, I'm ashamed. You know what? In one of your previous podcasts before I came on board, very, very sad time for day and night conversations.
Sure. Let's just roll with it, people.
Somebody brought up a very valid point, and they were saying, like, sorry, when black people are always asked, like, oh, tu viens d'où toi? And they get mad about it, And they were like, oh, I'm Quebecer, like, you want to kind of say, like, I belong here. But someone brought up a good point saying, like, you know what, it means more to be Quebecer than just being born here. And when she said that, I was like, you're right. I'm not Quebecer.
I'm not.
And
I'm so not.
And I so don't want to be. I so don't want to be. Because what is Quebec culture? If Quebec culture means you only speak French and you don't let anybody practice or express their faith, or you ask every person
you don't
who
even
doesn't look like
express
you.
it. You just
But by wearing a hijab or by wearing a cross, let's say, like, it's a way of expressing your devotion to your religion.
Okay.
It is.
I got a quick question. Like, for example, the monks that wear like this orange and yellow shirt and thingy.
Well, I've never seen orange and yellow, but okay, go on.
Like they all wear the same colors. The monks, the ones that train in the mountains, they all like bald headed.
Okay.
Okay, fine, whatever.
I get it. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Okay, better than that. Let's say you're from Africa or whatever, and you wear how's it called? A dashiki.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to be a problem in time? What's the difference between wearing clothes that are from your country and wearing a religious symbol that is from your religion? What's the difference?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you wear something from your country, I'm guessing that would make you patriotic. And if you wear something that's religious, it makes it part of your religion. I'm not quite sure. But you know what? What you're saying is true because something fell in your cup.
Yeah, actually, two things.
But what you're saying is valid because the point is that when will they draw the line?
Exactly.
They'll just keep going. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, as people, especially people from a visible minority group, we have to make a stance. And that's why I commend people who are protesting, people who are going to fight it, people who are doing these hunger strikes, because the people are going to make the difference. Mm-hmm. Everywhere in the world, government makes bad decisions. We see corrupt government
Chernobyl.
on all places in the world. We see all kind of stuff. But it's when the people stand up. Civil rights movement was about the people, wasn't about the government. You know what I'm saying? So we have to stand up and do something about it. Because if, let's say Spanish, if you want to call them Hispanic people, whatever they call them, quote unquote, say like, oh, that's not my problem. It's the black people's problem. No. They're like, they're coming for your ass next. You know what I'm saying? Because for a long time, you know, a lot of comics make jokes about it. Like, whew, God, we gotta thank the Muslims because now black people are getting a break. What freaking break are black people getting? We're not getting any break. None. There's still a lot of things going on with black people every single day. Now they just added Muslim people on top of it. And when they're done with them, they're gonna take away another one. It's true. They're just gonna keep going.
What's really annoying?
Stupid.
They call us different. But my problem with that is, why am I the different one? Why isn't it you? And
because they're dumb. They've never been anywhere except for where they've lived, and they could never go anywhere except for where they live because they're dumb.
Let's just say close-minded.
A bunch of monkeys. They're dumb. No, they're not close-minded. They're dumb. When I say dumb, I mean it.
I know.
They're disgusting.
I mean, they're actually really taking their time. Yo, last time I was told on how to be dressed was at school, because they didn't want you to be in gangs and stuff.
You're always talking about gangs.
I know. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't snitching. What's wrong with you? What do you think this is? So yeah, gangs. That was the last time I was being told what to dress, how to dress.
They didn't tell you what to dress. They just told you what you can't wear. Right?
Isn't that what they're doing right now?
There's a very big difference.
How? Tell me. They're telling you what you can't use at work. But it's like they're telling you what you can't wear at school.
I'll give you an example.
Shoot.
Okay? When I was in high school.
Like 45 years ago. I'm just messing with you.
You ain't that old. 45 years ago.
You ain't that old.
I'm not that young, but whatever. I'm okay with whatever you want to call it. When I was in high school, it was when tights became the thing. I know it's like, what's the history of tights? But tights were the thing, right?
Okay.
And girls started wearing tights like pants.
Just the tights?
They were wearing tights like pants. When I say that, I mean like, you know, leggings and tights are normally something that you'd wear almost like a pantyhose or stocking. Yeah. But they were wearing them like they were pants. So they were wearing short tops with it, okay? Then there became issues at school because some of the girls were more developed than others. And then we came into the discussion of like, you know what a camel toe is, right?
No. What are you saying?
Well, for everyone listening who know what a camel toe is, camel toes became an issue.
I feel like
you don't know what a camel toe is.
I feel like I want you to say it.
I don't know if I want.
I want you to explain it, like why we calling it a camel toe. Why are they calling it a camel toe? They should call it like a camel foot.
But do you know what it is?
Of course I know what it is. What's wrong with you? But it looks like the whole foot, not like a toe.
It depends on the person. Everybody's built different.
Honestly, you were talking about it, and I was imagining the whole foot the whole time, but you were not talking about the foot.
It depends on the person.
But yeah, camel toes became an issue.
And so they said, you know what? You guys are allowed to wear leggings to school, but you have to wear a longer shirt.
Oh.
Okay? This is not going against anybody.
This is not. That's common sense.
Thank you. It's common sense, especially excuse me, in high school where girls have identity issues, and especially now, like that was happening 20 years ago. girls need to protect themselves and take pride in their body and understand that their body is not something to be disrespected and know how to respect themselves in terms of what they wear, how people will look at them. It's important for young girls. So I would take this as something that a school implemented. Yes, it is telling people to a certain degree how to dress or what not to wear.
It's kind of
But you
like
can't
it's kind of
compare
like
that
telling
to-
a firefighter to wear your protective suit
Thank you.
going to the fire. That's
Thank you.
freaking common sense.
It's not the same thing
It's not the
as-
same thing
it's
as
not the
you're
same
wearing
thing.
a cross.
So that's why you're the one who brought it up, saying like, you know, they were telling you what to wear in school, and I'm saying they were telling you because they were trying to teach you a lesson.
Legit.
You know what I'm
Legit.
saying? They were telling
They
you.
didn't want
And you
me
know
to
what?
get shot.
Eventually, you leave high school and you go to
It's,
college and university,
but a
and you
career-
hopefully learn and a career. But you were telling grown ass people who have spent all their lives in Quebec, all their education, all their money invested in Quebec, paid all of our bogus blasted taxes in Quebec, and then you come tell them you can't wear a hijab, you can't wear a cross, you can't wear your blasted wedding ring. Like, I'm telling you, I'm so done with this place. I'm almost embarrassed to say that I live here. I'm almost embarrassed. I'm
Where are
telling
you
you.
from? Canada?
I'm done. I'm done. I don't know if my point's been across, but I'm done.
I'm pretty sure it did for some reason.
What do you think? How do you see the future in Quebec?
Cold. It's the only word that comes to my mind.
Like in Batman when Mr. Freeze just comes with his torch and just freezes over
messed up, it'll be
Gotham.
like a messed up Mr. Freeze. Like a Mr. Freeze has been doing some Joker coke and tells people, yo, you can't wear that because it tells me what you think and how you feel. And I don't like it. And then Batman comes, fixes the situation.
Oh, here he goes.
I wish it could have been like that, honestly. I wish it could have been like that. All these differences, all these issues, because of the way you think, because of the way you feel. I'm so annoyed by it. And you know what's crazy? Something that I've come to realize. We're at episode 18, right? You agree?
It's my favorite number.
Your favorite? Okay. A favorite number? Okay. Yeah, I respect that. So we're at episode 18, and something that came out probably on each episode that we did so far is these differences. It's like whatever thing we were talking about. Let's say we're talking about comedy. The same subject will come out when you're an immigrant, when you have like a different culture. How does it hit you? We had episodes where we talk about. Well, there was an episode where we talked about Bill 21. Once again, mothers. We talked about Mother's Day, mothers. And how like as soon as you're a different color, you can have issues on so many aspects of life.
You always, you always
Just-
have issues, but especially in
because-
places like this, you have a lot more.
That's the thing.
I'm going to tell you something, okay? I went to Texas 2 months ago, Houston, Texas. I've been to Texas many times. But it was my first time going to Houston, Texas since Trump
Oh,
Has
you
been-
like playing with fire.
has been president. So I'm going to admit I was on edge. Like, I'm not worried about stuff, but I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know how people would react. And Houston is a red state, right? Republicans
Yeah,
all
bruh.
day, every day.
Bruh.
Last time I was in Houston, we were on the highway cruising, and you're seeing, dudes with overalls and Confederate flags on their license plate. You know what I'm saying? It's a reality. So I have to admit, I was going there with my family, my babies, and I was like, I'm not too sure about this.
Yep.
And I was in Houston for 2 weeks, and we did what we do. We did the regular stuff, spent time with family, went out to the mall, we ate out. And every single, and when I say every, I'm not dumbing it down, I'm not softening it up. Every single white person that I saw was mad cool. Mad cool. I've experienced more discrimination in Quebec for a week than I did in Houston, Texas for 2.
Are you serious?
And that's why I said, like,
That was a crazy twist, by the way.
believe half of what you see and none
Yeah,
of what
none
you
of
hear
what
for
you
real.
hear.
Because
Yeah.
if you watch CNN News
All the
you would
time.
swear black people have no place in the States. Don't go.
Yeah.
Don't you dare go. They're gonna be burning crosses on your front lawn.
Yeah. When
It's-
we actually have
it's-
real racism that
Give me
comes
a
out
break.
in the form of bills.
Give me a break. And that's why I tell people, like, yo, I appreciate the dumb racist people. I do. Like, people always say, oh, racism about ignorance. Racism is not about ignorance. It's about hate. I'm going to tell you. Exactly. It's hate that drives people. Ignorance is one thing. I could say, like, I could talk about something and not be fully aware of it. That'd make me ignorant to that subject. But I might not have hate. Yeah, racism is about hate. That's what drives people. Because some of the most racist people are very well educated about black people and why they're racist. The smart ones. That's why I appreciate the dumb ones. Because the dumb ones let you know what's up. They really let you know what's going on. Because the smart ones are quiet. Yeah. The smart ones are quiet. You know why they're quiet?
They come out with bills and stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. The smart ones stay quiet because they know that's how they're going to get to the top. Exactly. And when I get to the top,
that's when
I can start trickling down all my hate and make sure shit runs the way I want.
Yeah, legit.
If I start going outside and talking about nigga this and all these Muslims and these Arabs,
you can't say that.
You're not going to get anywhere. You'll never get to be premier. But if I stay quiet and I examine how you people function and what you do, I make myself to the top, and then I can do Bill 21 in your ass.
Boom. That's you know
what I'm saying? So I appreciate the stupid ones. The stupid ones
are
the ones that you. No. They're not the realists. They're dumb. They're dumb.
Well, they're real.
They're really
dumb.
Really dumb. But they let you know what's up. Yeah. Because the real racist ones, they don't.
You mentioned something earlier. You were talking about Quebec, and you mentioned places like this, and the way it make you feel, because you were saying that you went to Houston, Texas, and you thought about it. You actually had to think about it. You had like an insecurity.
I was going regardless. My family's up there. There's nothing that's going to stop me.
That's okay. No, that's
but
not what I'm saying.
I was saying
but you
Trump
actually took time of your life to think about it. Like it hit your mind, did it?
Yeah, I said, like, how is it going to be? What's going to go on? Yeah, for sure.
And don't you feel like it's so unfair that we actually have to live with that kind of thinking when they
Claudel,
never have to?
I am a 34-year-old black woman.
Oh, what?
Quebec.
I would have said you're 22.
Girl.
What?
I'm a 34-year-old black woman in Quebec with a West Indian background. Like, I'm not even going to use the word unfair. I've never used it because it's pointless.
Yeah,
but that's our reality.
It's a reality.
That's our reality, and that's why when people
don't see it.
They don't see it.
They in their heads. Oh, you're exaggerating. You're going too far. You know what?
Today is National Indigenous Day. Did you know that?
Yeah, Apple told me for some reason.
Oh my God.
Well, it's not my fault. It's Apple. It tells me stuff.
But the whole point why I'm saying it is because you know that there's been a lot of talk about the Indigenous women in Quebec.
They changed Amherst Street.
Exactly, they did that. Yeah. They were supposed to do it. I don't. Anyways, a lot of stuff going on, and it's another issue that I have with Quebecers. It's like, this woman came on representing the Indigenous people, and she was talking about how all the terrible things that have happened to Indigenous people over years, and she called it a genocide. And everyone's like, hey, hold on. It's not a genocide. You can't call this a genocide. No, it's not a genocide.
It's not genocide.
I don't think
still some of you guys left.
What happened to you people wasn't fair, but we can't call that a genocide. A genocide is something completely different. Oh. And I'm sitting there like, dude, the issue is that things are happening. Don't focus so much on the word. They always do that. They always, like, an issue comes about and they don't want to address it, so they nitpick at something that's really insignificant and to kind of divert your attention.
Well, that's how it works in court. You just find one word.
And you go off on it. Exactly. Like Black Lives Matter. Well, Blue Lives Matter too. We're not talking about blue fucking lives. We're talking about Black lives here.
Wait, come on. Avatars, we need to save them too.
You know, I don't even know why I talk to you, honestly. You get me all heated up, and then you say something so dumb. I told you I have ADD.
It's smart. It's so smart. I mean, you have to think about it. See?
I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just mad that I can't think on my own.
Well, it's your fault. You said blue. All right? And honestly, you could have said any color. I would have found something with it.
I'm talking about blue. I was making a point. I had to say blue lives.
I had to go with avatars. That's how ridiculous the whole thing is.
It is. You're right.
You're right
for that. You're right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All these things make no sense. I hate the fact that we gotta live with this. I hate the fact that in their heads they have whatever is normal and they have everything that's different, everything that's out of like normality, and it's freaking annoying because we're all normal, we're all the same, we're all honestly, man. I mean, this.
You wear that to work today?
I didn't go to work today. I feel like that's exactly what's gonna happen if you guys keep this up. I ain't gonna be here no more.
Oh, we're gonna be here all the time.
Yeah, we're actually gonna be.
And you won't need. Then you can wear your cross because we're not gonna.
Legit. And it's not a cross. I already told you it's a T.
It's a T.
It's a lowercase T.
What's your Chauncey? What's his name?
Terrence. I'm gonna call him Terrence. My boy Terrence. Chauncey starts with whatever letter you want it to start with, because nowadays names, people will be going hard on
it's Chauncey, names. T apostrophe with a T silent.
Chauncey, but Chauncey.
Chauncey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I
T'Challa.
Like I love T'Challa.
Oh the name T'Challa. Or the dude that doesn't exist?
Both. I would have named my daughter T'Challa if Eric wanted, but he didn't.
Shout out Eric for being there, making the right decisions. Shout out. We need people like you, man. Because people like you would have been down with Bill 21.
But imagine, my name's Yowande, so to have someone named, like my child named T'Challa would be perfect.
I can't hate.
Come on, admit.
Yeah. You're talking to the dude who's going to name his son Odell Wayne.
So.
Because maybe he likes a bit about
Drop the mic.
You made your point. You made your point. Can you imagine, like, at some point they tell us how to, like, you can't name your son?
Well, you know what? For years, I was always told. I never did my own research, but I was always told that in Quebec you can't name your kids certain names. Like, there was laws against it. Like, you couldn't name your kid.
That is actually true.
You couldn't name your kid Apple and all kind of stuff. But
yeah, because sometimes it's retarded. Yeah, but they also have like, can you name your kid like Judas or Jesus?
Yes, I know someone named what's
you said Jose. I said Jesus.
Jesus. I know someone named Jesus. I know somebody named Judah.
Oh. Interesting choice of character in the whole story.
I know people that have named their kid King in Quebec. So King.
That's dope.
Or maybe it was Kingston, but they call him King for sure.
I mean, I know people that would name their kids Prince.
Yeah, I know princes also.
Exactly.
So I don't think there's any laws against. But I was always told that there was laws. You see, people tell you all kinds of stuff. That's why you don't believe.
Half you see, none of what you hear.
That's why.
Yeah. And honestly, with internet and social networks and everything, I would say believe a third of what you see and none of what you hear. Yo, you might as well be deaf. You don't need this shit no more. You don't need that skill no more nowadays. But yeah, names.
Not names. Bill 21.
Well, one day it'll hit names.
It's a way to control people altogether, for sure.
And it's crazy, because you mentioned earlier how you like the idea of people protesting, people going out there, making the time, and don't you feel like it's like the whole system is created so you don't have the time to go and fight for these type of things?
Absolutely.
I mean, I would have loved to,
like when you get tickets.
Exactly. So most of the people, like when they get a ticket and they're actually innocent, they didn't do anything, and
they don't
contest it because it's time. You lose a day of work.
Exactly.
You lose a day of work to go to court to explain something.
It's all a scam.
And
that's what I'm saying. We need an episode on conspiracy theories. I think everything is
that. Honestly, I agree with you.
Everything is a scam. It's all meant to get you.
It's a system control.
I was parked down. I'm sorry, I have to cut you off because I remember this. I remember this ticket. I haven't had a lot of tickets, but I remember the ones that I had.
Now you're different. Be collecting those.
I got a ticket on. Is that street Guy? I wonder if that street is Guy. I think it's Guy.
One day you can name any street. Ain't nobody gonna be like, no, it wasn't.
Anyway, I was downtown parked in front of Altair. I used to go there all the time when I went to Concordia. I went down there to get something. I double parked, and I was parked in a
bike lane?
Bus stop.
Yeah. Nah, you're out.
Okay, but I was in the car.
Oh, yeah, you're still out.
With my hazards on.
Yeah.
The cop walked up to me.
So-
No. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. No, I was parked in the car.
Okay.
The cop pulled up behind me,
Okay.
stayed there, looked at me, and left.
And then you got a ticket through mail.
Can't take it in the mail.
Shout out to that cop who didn't have the balls
Like,
to face her.
I was so
I know. I feel you.
mad.
I feel you.
You know, of all the times that these stupid, decrepit cops want to come knock at your window, I wish he actually told, because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
I thought he gave me a chance.
You thought
I thought he gave me a chance.
No, you thought he used common sense. You thought a cop
And I
was
thought,
gonna
you know what?
start
Quite frankly,
thinking-
I wanted to contest that ticket because I thought what he did was illegal. I'm like, if a cop is giving you a ticket, you should freaking know. He should have come up and handed
That's
it to
the
me.
thing.
Or you know what?
Yeah.
If he didn't want to talk to me, put it on my windshield. That would have been some gangster shit.
I'm
I'm sitting in the
fuck you
car
gonna
with the
do?
windows down.
And
Like,
you just see the cop like he doesn't even
Fast.
talk to you. That's the best part.
that would have been something. But that's some punk shit to just sit in your car and give me a ticket and mail it to me.
Yo. You know what? Let me tell you a little
Anyway.
story. I have this funny story.
It better be funny, 'cause I'm
I
really
hope. Well, it's
listening.
not funny. It's sad. It's actually sad. Yeah, I didn't want to mention that story because I actually wanted like to use it as a joke because it's that stupid. Okay. All right. So I work. Well, my job requires me to like travel throughout Quebec.
Lucky
I've
you.
seen some shit. You talk about racism, va settle, bro. Anyways,
Have they called you nigger out there yet?
no, they don't say it.
What did they say?
They don't. Their eyes.
ask you to be
they, no, not even. No, they don't. They don't talk to you. What is wrong with you? They just look at you like, oh my god, it's one of them. Look for real, like on TV, because they don't see that. But honestly, whatever. That's not the point.
Cecil.
Sets it. It's anyways, whatever. So So I have to drive around, and this the one time I had to go to Sherbrooke with one of my colleagues, my good friend at work. I love him. He's dope. He's like 4 feet tall, and yeah, he's cool. Quebecer.
Okay.
But one of the lit ones.
Yeah, I have a
He's
lot of lit
super
Quebecers.
lit.
Yes.
He's, like this dude is super dope. So we're in the car. He's driving because I was tired of driving. Been driving for the whole day. So he's driving. We're in Sherbrooke. So crazy. Anyways, and like we're hitting like a zone that was 30. So he was going at the right speed, but then there was a sign like further that was 50. So he started speeding. And then a cop was parked like on a driveway. And the cop was parked, and we passed him. Now, this is when shit starts getting funny. As a black dude, my first reflex is we passed a cop car, so you look at the mirrors. Is he coming?
Exactly.
My boy right there never moved. Never. He just still.
That is the definition of white privilege.
White privilege. That is what we call white privilege. My boy right there never reacted. Like as soon as we passed them, I was tripping, looked at the mirror, checked if my seatbelt was on. I was checking if I had some drugs on me, even if I never have any drugs.
And he was just cruising.
He was just cruising.
Life is good.
And the crazy part is the cop actually moved. He was following us. And
He didn't even notice.
he wait for it.
Okay.
So the cop actually lights up the light. I have my 2 hands on the
You're
dashboard.
done.
I'm already starting to get naked.
You are guilty.
My driver's license was out, insurance numbers, everything. I was showing my boxers. I was tripping balls. And my boy said, and I shit you not, my boy said, oh, he just needs to pass.
What?
The cop, I was following us, simply needed to pass. And my boy went on a different lane, not to stop, but to make him pass. Have you people ever been followed by a police car?
That's impossible.
And in your head, you actually tell yourself, oh, the lights is on. I'm going to let him pass. Like, how, Sway? I was already butt naked next to him,
You're so dumb.
tripping balls. Literally.
Okay,
And
so
wait, it gets
so
better.
he pulled you over, and then
So we got pulled over
Yeah.
after it was almost a police chase.
yeah, because he was
But
like,
he was just chilling. That's how privileged he is. He was just chilling. So we got pulled over, and so the police officer comes by the door, so polite. I was listening to them, and it felt like they were friends. I was like, "Hello, sir. How's it doing today? All right. So, do you know where I'm stopping you? Huh?
he spoke in English.
No. Yeah, because I'm doing the show in English. I figured
I get it. Yeah, you translating. That's good.
Yeah,
You're good at it. You're very good.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
police officer comes, asks for papers, and we were in a rental car.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, in a rental car, usually you have to have the papers, and the papers that we had were expired. I know, right?
Thank God you weren't alone.
Thank God I was with a white dude. Because honestly,
You would have been on the next episode of Netflix, Locked Up.
I would have been on Akon's remix. I'm locked up, dead ass. So the car papers are outdated. My boy was driving at 50 in a 30 zone. A police officer passes by and goes like, "Oh, well, for the car papers, it's okay. It's okay, and I'll be right back." So he takes the papers and driver's license and stuff, goes to the car, comes back. Now, I ain't trying to like show off. I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is I might be working where they gave us a badge. We might have a badge or something, whatever. We might. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So my boy, who is white and smart, has his driver's license in the same pouch where he puts his badge, and then he opens it in front of the police officer, and the police officer goes like, "Oh, you didn't tell me we were like cousins. I would not have written down this ticket knowing we's cousin." And I looked at him like, if it was me, that would have showed a badge.
It would have been.
I would have gotten arrested for stealing a badge that they gave me at work. But my boy was never scared. He avoided it. 2 tickets, because it's 1 ticket per paper that is expired. He avoided 2 tickets. Could have avoided a 3rd one if he would have showed his badge. And now, you people are wondering why white people die so fast in movies. Because y'all don't know the definition of being scared. That's the white privilege.
I don't know.
They hear something weird. Oh, Sharon, let me go and check what that was.
Exactly.
What? What is wrong with you? Don't you know? Don't you know fear? Aren't you stressed in life?
That's Quebec. Quebec is like, when you're at a party and like gunshots, a fight breaks out, everyone's everybody runs out. Quebec is running in.
And
Quebec is just running into fire with this bill, with the way that they work, they function. They're running into fire. Everybody, the whole of Canada is running out. Quebec is like, fuck it. Is that hell? Let me jump in.
We good.
HELL. Bill 21.
Bill 21.
I don't know.
It's like it feels like the whole story with the what was it, the 101 law, where every business had to like show their names, and basically Foot Locker would have been le casier de la chaussure, so casier du pied or some
It
shit.
had to be in
Starbucks,
French and have to
yeah,
sign in English.
something like that.
They're all stupid. Dumb.
No, it's honestly it's just that I don't see the issue part
Anyway.
of it.
No, there's no issue. There's no issue. It's just Quebec.
I mean, we got roads that are literally trying to kill you, and that's an actual issue.
Exactly. Because that's what he says. Like, this has been a long time. People want it. I'm like, I'm sure people want lower taxes.
Yeah, kind of.
More than this. I'm pretty sure people want the road safety fix more than this. I'm sure low-income housing wants to pay a lower, like, public transport fees.
Yo, figure out
sure.
how to make your
I'm
hospitals
sure
work,
people
man.
want
Fix the
better
hospitals.
health care.
Fix the hospitals.
I'm sure
Fix
people
education.
want better dental care in Quebec. I don't
you.
really think that the hijab, the crosses, the wedding rings are an issue.
That should be like the least of our issues, honestly. Even if you name it as an issue, it should be like the last
But
shit
that's what I'm saying.
that we should be taking care of. The last one. After like we've reached like the utopia kind of level shit, where everyone is so happy that we don't know what we don't know what to do anymore. That's when we be like, yo, Stop wearing that.
But that's the whole point. It's not really an issue.
That's the thing.
What they're really trying to do is just get rid of people who don't talk and look like them and live on a place that they're going to call hell. Because when everybody here who doesn't look and talk and them leave, then ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Yeah, and they can be here kissing their sisters with no issues. Weird ass people.
This whole thing just got me angry.
Me too.
I feel tired.
Me too. But still,
we
gotta fight. We gotta fight.
I'm excited to see what's gonna happen in the next couple of days and weeks. I'm also sad that I wasn't able to go to Toronto for the Raptors parade. I have to put that in there.
I'm practicing my Kawhi life.
I'm happy we got to speak about this, and I'm looking forward to our listeners and viewers' opinions and comments on it, because we want to hear what you have to say.
You know what, people? Please hit us up. Hit us up on Day and Night Conversations with an S. Facebook, Instagram, Day and Night Conversation. This is the podcast where we be talking day and night nonstop. So it's Day and Night Conversations.
Claudel and your girl Claudel Day
Amy,
on a hot
girl
topic.
Day, your one Day,
and
who's the name of child T'Challa.
T'Challa.
But still,
I think we should
let us know.
I think we should call our hot topics T'Challa. Like when we get together, just me and you. T'Challa.
Eric, help.
Okay, we'll talk to the bosses about it. We can't even make that decision on it. You said help.
Help.
You're not down?